Welcome back to my channel, everyone, where I look to cash in on some NFL underdog picks every week of the NFL season. We just finished week 5 of the NFL season, where I went a season best 6-2-1. Winners of this past week, Texans covering that 7 points. We got the Falcons coming through the back door and covering that 9 against Tampa Bay. We have the Browns in a nail-biter covering that 2.5 against the Chargers. The Cowboys cashing in on that 5.5 they gave me against the Rams. We got the Bengals covering the 3 against the Ravens. And we have my Raiders covering the 7 points against the Chiefs. Losers from the weekend, the Seahawks finally crashing back down to earth against the Saints. Couldn't cover the 5.5. And one of my worst bets of the week, and probably one of my worst bets of the season, the Lions getting absolutely annihilated by the Patriots in New England. And the push for the weekend, the Bears not being able to finish the comeback and not being able to cover the 7 points, pushing at 7. Let's spend a quick minute and recap each game. Now, what I like to do on this channel is recap each game and why I won or lost using exactly one stat. I believe that you can sum up each game that you bet, whether it's a win or a loss, using one stat, and I'm going to prove it right now. Let's start. Let's get the losers out of the way first. Nobody likes losers. Let's talk Seahawks and Saints. Seahawks coming right back down to earth against a Saints team that I thought was going to be gassed, coming back from London. Easy person to talk about in this game, Taysom Hill. Is he a tight end? Is he a quarterback? Is he a running back? I have no clue what this guy is, but he makes plays everywhere. Stat for this game, focusing on the Saints, you have Taysom Hill, who has touchdowns the following way. He has 21 rushing touchdowns, 9 passing touchdowns, and 7 receiving touchdowns. The only other player in the Super Bowl era with at least 20 rushing touchdowns, 8 passing touchdowns, and 6 receiving touchdowns in their career, Walter Payton. Pretty good company for Taysom Hill, and an easy reason why the Seattle Seahawks didn't cover the 5.5. The only other loser I had this weekend, the Detroit Lions getting thumped by the New England Patriots. Stat to sum up this game, Dan Campbell has yet to win a road game as the Lions head coach. To put some seasoning on that stat, as a road team during Dan Campbell's tenure, his teams have allowed 301 points. They've scored 172. It's not how you win games on the road, and it's something I'm definitely going to keep my eye on with this Lions team that I was very high on coming in the season as sort of an underdog player during the year. Let's talk that push by the Bears. I was sweating this game. At one point, the Minnesota Vikings were up 21-3 against the Bears. They scored 19 straight points against that Vikings defense. The stat for this game is exactly what I predicted when I bet this game. That Vikings team just looked completely gassed after going up 21-3, refusing to take the bye after leaving London last week. You don't see that too often, and it showed. The Bears, being the Bears, couldn't complete the comeback or at least get it within that 7 points. This game ended up in a push. Let's stop talking about it. Let's get to the winners now. Again, season best, 6 wins this week. Let's start off with those Texans against the Jags. The Texans just seem to have the Jags number in general. Stat for this game, Houston wins their 9th straight game in the series against Jacksonville and the 5th straight game in Jacksonville. They cover the 7 and actually win outright against the Jags. Moving on to the Falcons covering through the back door against those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. At one point up 21-0. The Falcons looked absolutely dead in this game. But, stat of the game, the Falcons are a perfect 5-0 against the spread this season. I'm going to be riding the Falcons as long as I can. They're just money makers this season. I don't plan on getting off the train until they give me a reason to. Falcons cover that 9-point spread against the Buccaneers. Let's keep going. The Browns almost beating the Chargers in a nail-biter. The Chargers really just almost giving that game away to the Browns. Nevertheless, they cover the 2.5. Easy stat for this game, and it's what I predicted when I bet on this game. Nick Chubb running all over the Chargers. He ran for 134 yards against a seemingly suspect Chargers D-line these days. Easy stat for this game. Nick Chubb is the first player in NFL history to run for 575 yards and 7 touchdowns with fewer than 100 carries through the first 5 games of the NFL season. He's probably the best running back in the league. The Browns cover the 2.5 against the Chargers. One of the bets I was least confident about. Let's talk about the Cowboys covering that 5.5 against the Rams. Easy stuff for this game. The Rams are down almost their entire offensive line. They're down to their third string center. Cowboys sacking Matthew Stafford 5 times. He spent most of the game on the ground. Threw interception. There's a fumble recovery for a touchdown. The Cowboys cover the 5.5 points and actually beat the Rams outright. A great Sunday night game. Even better because I won my bet. The Bengals covering the 3 points against the Ravens. It was a close game, but when you have Justin Tucker on your team, you can almost expect a possible last-minute field goal. Stat for this game, Justin Tucker's game winner extended his streak to 61 straight successful field goals in the fourth quarter or overtime. The guy's an absolute weapon, and it's why I love betting these 3.5 points when the Ravens are involved. Ravens win, but the Bengals covered the 3 points. Final game of week 5, and I'm not going to lie, everyone, I'm very conflicted on this game. My Raiders lose an absolute heartbreaker to the Chiefs. At one point up 17-0. Terrible officiating in this game. I really think that we were robbed in this game. So mixed feelings because the Raiders covered the 7 points easy. They lost by just a point, but they did lose to one of the teams I absolutely hate the most in this league, in the Chiefs. Despite being a huge Raiders fan, 7-point spread is too high with the Raiders in a Monday night game. Stat for this game, Derek Carr is 6-4 on Monday Night Football games. What does that mean? It means he's competitive in primetime games. He's almost the anti-Kirk Cousins that way. And it's why 7 points, division game, Monday night game, it was an easy bet for me. Raiders lose, sadly, but they did cover the 7 points. And that's my recap for week 5. Again, a season best, 6-2-1. I'm going to look to keep that going in week 6. I already have my eye on the games I'm going to bet this week. I will be posting a video soon with my underdog picks for week 6. There's a lot of good lines out there, a lot of good dogs to be picked. If you like this video, please comment, please subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. Let me know if you like my bets, you hate my bets, or you just want to talk some football. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in week 6.